looks like.
This is what
Democracy looks like.
this is what
And we got a few others that just took off for a bathroom break. We're going to go on in a minute and introduce ourselves to the senator.
This is what democracy looks like.
Oh yeah, harmony. Keep the parties, guys. Coffee hole. I'll take that. Hey, thanks, man.
Affected by the welfare reform maximum at 48 months. And one thing that I have to ask, because there's going to be a lot of more because the funds are no longer there. We got $2,000 from FEMA for utilities and rent for October. They're gone. They do have to apply for them for families, but they're all gone, and that's the end of the year. And one thing that I don't understand is one of the first things that you did was sponsor a bill to utilize tasers. And I guess I'd like to know why you would spend us working on jobs and also other jobs in that area.
First of all, one of the first steps I did, I just better work to get that to buy. So I had put in 2 other terms before that, so it's just a
That
bill
kind of reinforces what I just said then, because that makes it even worse as far as I'm concerned. So go ahead. We're done even longer. Well, how did it help your jobs?
Sorry.
How did it help the job?
How did it help your jobs?
Well, I guess I was looking at...
I'm trying to keep this camera on the scene.
That one too, because that's
Talked to state police officers, I've talked to local sheriffs, I've talked to security guards that look at police, they don't like it. They don't like that law. And as a woman,
I understand that, but the point is the people that will be able to carry it, they now carry deadly. So you would rather have it carry deadly.
it's already a lot of
Right. And you would
why
rather
would I want something more where, if I were a young woman in the car and the taser me and
Got it all.
out, then
From the time you got in, I've got it all. There's no clue, it's right here. When this hits the media press, I'm about to throw this over the world like there's no tomorrow. I gotta say, I can put this up.
Because there's evidence.
I think the point is that, there were several bills passed that reduced the number of jobs in Michigan. And the taser bill didn't produce any jobs. The item pricing bill that was passed, individual prices on items, put about an estimated 800 people out of work. The bill that's up to overturn no-fault insurance, so put an estimated.
I can't tell you have to.
That's it.
Because actually, the corporate, the large corporations are actually making more.
Conservative energy, PC confident being closed in the next couple of years because they don't want to spend $200 million to clean up the mercury environment properly. We're going to lose a lot of jobs if they close the confident. If they spent $200 million to clean up the mercury, that would be almost all in wages in this Michigan. What consumers want to do is go to build a natural gas power plant, which is 50% inefficient. When you change that gas to electricity, you're losing 50% of that. That's like putting a 50% efficient furnace in your house. None of us in this room would do that. I want to ask, what I'm leading up to is, do you think we should allow fracking in the state of Michigan? You know what fracking is?
It's been allowed in Michigan.
Do you think we should continue to allow with the amount of earthquakes that we're having, like in Oklahoma? We just had last Saturday. It's the largest in their history. And also, we waste tons of water, which is another valuable natural resource. Which is, to me, is crazy. Why do we waste our natural resources, both water and natural gas?
This state, to overturn a law passed by the legislature, we don't agree with it. There have been 4 laws that have had appropriations added to those, very minor appropriations added to those laws, that prevent us, the citizens of this state, from holding a referendum even if we wanted to. What we'd like to do is ask your support back in the Michigan legislature to, number one, stop that practice. I mean, adding a very minor appropriation just to make sure that we can't have a referendum on it, that's not democracy. Second of all, we would like to also ask your help, working with your colleagues in the Senate and also in the legislature, to find a way to take those laws and say, look, we know this was wrong, we add an appropriation or brochures or some other minor technicality such that these can't be voted on in a referendum. So one is, don't do any more of that. That's not democracy. That does not serve the citizens well. Number 2, go back and look at the 4 that were already passed this year and say, what can we do to remove that technicality? Thank you.
I guess part of the question would be, you want us to pass bills and not fund any of the things that we're passing bills on?
I think there's a way that you could pass a law and have a separate appropriation. If there's not a budget to fund a few $1,000s to print brochures, something's wrong. You should keep those 2 separate. If you need to print brochures to publicize something, do that separate from the law so that you maintain the integrity of the law, so that if the public, I'm not saying that they do, but if they want to, they reserve the right, as the Constitution reserves the right to us citizens, to have a referendum. Right now there are 4 laws that have been passed we don't get a chance to have a referendum on just because there was a minor appropriation attached to them.
And the next one is coming up on taxing everyone's pension, and they do a referendum on it, and guess what? You have no vote, you have no say, your voice does not count. That is wrong. We need to change it.
It's our constitutional right.
Yes, as American citizens and as citizens of Michigan. That is wrong. These people need to keep their pensions.
A few months ago, when the legislature voted on banning partial repeal, it was saying that all life is precious. And I think everybody here agrees with that. And I've asked you to bear with me. Yes, you have a young, unwed mother, uneducated, unemployed, and he gets everybody's advice. She decides to bury his child to He does the honorable, noble thing, buries his child to children, and 4 years later, this child, now 4 or 5 years old, because the mother has been, continues to be unemployed, uneducated, and unwed. Now she finds out that she's maxed out her social services, and this precious life of her child suddenly becomes discarded. At what point did life go from being all life being precious to now we can throw 5-year-olds out into the street because their mother was on social services for 48 months?
I think you'll find that it's 60 months because that's the state guideline.
That's low.
State guidelines are 48 months.
But she would fall under the exemptions.
So what are the exemptions?
Baby boy.
But you know that in Muskegon County, 600...
He says they're coming. He says they're coming. You want to grab a sign with us? Yeah, thanks. Grab that black one. That's a good one. Or anything you like, of course. We are the 99%. We are the 99%. You are the 99%. We are the 99%. You are the 99%. We are the 99%. We are the 99%. We are the 99%. You are the 99%. We are the 99%. We are the 99%. Who are the 99%? People will prevail. Corporate corruption will fail. Are the 99%. Occupy Muskegon. Never a dull moment.